Hi there, Dari. Wolf. Hi there, Dari. So, like a year ago, I went to therapy. I went to the psych ward, and I had a strange discovery. I went there for PTSD, and they just kept re-traumatizing me every day until I sort of could numb it out. I don't know if it's the best, thing how to get around that, the exposure therapy, but that's what I did to me. But today's video is not about that. Today's video is about what I found out during my journey. Yeah, my journey, what I found. And I thought this could be helpful to some people because I haven't heard a lot of people talk about this. And I thought I should talk about this, so maybe more people who haven't thought about it. Think about it. If you're extroverted, it's not gonna be interesting to you, probably. But if you're introverted, well, then buckle up to what I learned about myself while I was going to therapy, right? For a long time, I thought I was introverted because, well, I never played with other kids that much. I preferred to sit in my room all day. I didn't chat with other people much. And I grew up, I think around 15 or 16, and I was like, oh, I really like talking to people, but I'm also introverted. I don't know how that works. What? I barely hang out with anybody. I barely do anything, and I'm really, really introverted. I have these loser hobbies. I don't go outside, barely. I barely have any friends. I'm an introvert. That's what I thought for a long, long time. I thought being by myself doesn't bother me. I actually like that. I like staying at home. I like watching TV and not talking to anybody. I like my drawing. I like my introverted hobbies. I don't want to talk to anybody. Then, after a long, long time, I was like, this is weird. Whenever I talk to anybody, I get really happy. And I thought, just because I have no friends, I get really happy when I talk to people because I haven't had friends in a long, long time. That's because why? That's because COVID. That's why I like talking to people, because I haven't talked to people in ages. Well, do I have news for you? When I was in therapy, I realized, wait, could it be possible that the whole time I thought I was introverted, I was actually just extroverted, conditioned to be an introvert? You might be like, what do you mean by that? Just be an ambivert, I guess. No. What I'm saying is, you could be an extrovert, but the way you were brought up, your childhood, could have impacted which word you identify with. So I'm gonna do put a finger down, and if they apply to you, you're probably in the same boat as me. So yeah, take out your hands, take out your fingers. So first, have you been bullied as a kid? Okay. Next, have your parents ever thought you were too much? Okay. Have you been treated as a burden? You're too loud, you're too much. Go play. Mom can't right now. Yeah? That type of thing. Okay, next. Do you have very unusual interests? Basically, are those interests the type of interests that the regular people don't like? Yeah. So what I mean by this is, if you have interests that regular people don't like, you might have harder time to actually talk to other people. And in turn, you will become more introverted because you have nothing in common with the people around you. But if you have things in common with people around you, you will actually become extroverted. Yeah. Okay, next. Um, are you mentally ill in general? Kaki, cat, go away. Are you predisposed to like any mental illness? A lot of mental illnesses, side effects from them can be anxiety, isolation. Are you anxious? Are you, well, depressed? Are you schizophrenic? Good chances are you're actually not introverted, you're just anxious, you just have mental illness that makes you not able to communicate with other people because of your mental illness. I started taking my meds. I wasn't like fully medicated properly for like a long time. And I think only at like 17, 18, I got like proper medications. Not even 18, 19, I got properly medicated. I got proper medications for once, and suddenly I actually started talking to everybody. I started talking like to people. I went to work. I never made any friends at work, never. I started talking to people at work. I'm just saying, if you're predisposed to a mental illness, it is very possible you're not actually introverted, you're actually mentally ill. And if you get proper medication, it is possible you will actually become extroverted. So I'm just saying, it is possible. If you're naturally introverted, then you don't actually feel depressed without people. You can be an extrovert. That you are at heart. Next, finger down. Finger down if you feel like you cannot connect with other people properly. Put a finger down if you think people don't have the same interests as you, so you don't approach them. Put a finger down if you often feel embarrassed about yourself. If you're insecure a lot, very insecure. For example, I don't know, something happened, in your childhood, so because of that you're very insecure, I don't know, about the way you walk, your teeth. Chances are, because you're insecure, you also don't talk to people. So, if the insecurity was taken away, you would be extroverted. Put a finger down if when somebody shares an interest with you, or is nice to you, you get extremely happy. Put the finger down if anyone remembers something about you, you get extremely happy. If you put down at least some fingers, then good chances are you're in the same boat as me. And what does it mean being in the same boat as me? Well, for a long time I thought I was an introvert until I found out, oh, never mind, I am an extrovert. So, what can you do? What can you do to unleash your inner extrovert and get rid of the introvert that you were before? So there's a lot of things you can do, but first things first, if you're mentally ill, probably get medicated. If you're extremely insecure, get medicated, because it will take out your anxiety, as bad as it is, and then you will actually be able to be more extroverted. Second thing, find friend groups that you actually share common interests with. For a long time, I thought I was an introvert because I didn't talk to anybody, because I never shared any interests with the people around me, and I was like, oh, I'm not a people person. All the people are fucking boring. I don't like all these people. Everybody's fucking boring. I don't want to talk to anybody. Well, when I started going to events for the stuff that I liked, and I actually made friends with all the people that like the same stuff as me, I actually became really talkative. Like even Angel, she's like, stop talking over me, because I'm like, yep, because I get so excited and so happy, But when I was in a group of people that I did not share anything with, you might be forced into being introverted because nobody shares the things that you like. So when you finally find people that like the same things as you, you'll actually find yourself becoming more extroverted. You might be actually very extroverted with the right kind of people. My problem was just I was with the wrong people. And try to observe your like inner emotions when talking to someone about the things that you like and they like, yeah. If you're introverted, you're probably like gonna be pretty neutral, yeah, when you talk about similar interests. But if you're extroverted, you might actually get really excited and you hear their point and you hear your point and you feel happy about being heard, yeah. Introverted people, they're not like that extremely excited, they're more like, you know, type shift. Like, not very people oriented. You would find after a long while that a lot of reasons why you were forced into being introverted were actually because, well, of the people around you, of the environment you grew up in. I found out after a long time that actually I'm introverted only because I was bullied so much as a kid, because, well, I was mistreated a lot. Of course, I wouldn't want to talk to anybody. If you were, for example, I don't know, I was treated like a burden a lot, yeah. Because of that, I developed like this big, fear of being a burden. Because of that, I tried to make myself very, very small, yeah. If you have that, of course, well, you're gonna turn out to be introvert, but inside in your heart, you will actually long for people. You will long for like very deep relationships. You will long for deep love. Like, actually, take a finger for that as well. If you're like a big romantic, you're like really into, well, how to say, like romance. You're like, oh, the love of my life. Yeah, if you're a hopeless romantic like that, chances are you're also extroverted, because introverted people, they're not as, how do I say, like that extreme romantic. But if you're an extrovert, you might be like, oh, I'm gonna move the mountains for you. You're like all like theatrical, like very, very like intense, like love. If you're an introvert, you actually get drained from people. You're like, my energy, I cannot speak anymore. Yeah, but if you're extrovert, people talk to you like, oh, all my energy, I'm so hyped, I can do anything. But if you're an extrovert, you talk and you're like, oh, I just want to go home and sleep for 100 years. So this might be a reason how you find out, well, I might actually be an extrovert. I'm just like, I grew up as an introvert, so now I thought I was supposed to be an introvert, but actually I'm not. When I was a kid, I also got like bullied a lot, and that made me think like, oh, I don't want to talk to anybody because all humans are evil, so I will not talk to anybody ever. Everyone is like an asshole. People are so judgmental. And then I didn't talk for a long time, and I was like, oh fuck, I have no friends because I didn't talk to anybody. And because if you have like a hatred for other people as a kid, you might not understand it as hatred, but when you're a kid, it just comes like naturally to you. How do I explain? When you're a kid, you do things and you don't understand them, but your body understands. So for me, it was my body was like, oh, all people are evil, I will not talk to anybody ever, even though I didn't like consciously make that decision. And then after a while, I was like, oh, that's why I didn't talk to people, because people were bullying me and I just didn't talk. That's why. I see. The adults failed me, so that's why I didn't talk to anybody. I guess another one where you could put a finger down would be like with family bonds in general. If you don't have a strong family bond, of course you're not gonna be very, how do I say, extroverted if you don't feel like you can express your opinion in your family, for example. If you feel like your family, how do I say, doesn't really want to engage with you a lot, then of course also that. Because I found when I started my, well, own family, me, my fiance and my cat, yeah, I found out that I actually really like family stuff. I just didn't like my family that I had before. Even now, like for example, with my boyfriend, we visit like his family for like, I don't know, Christmas. I find that it's like very, how do I say, fun. And I'm not actually, you know, dreading it. This is more like to give you the idea about it, to like think about it. This might not be for everybody. For those who it helps, for those who it doesn't. But it helped for me a lot. When I went to the psych ward, I was like, oh, nothing they say helps me. Like I'm gonna like try like help myself like somehow, like what's happening? I'm trying to understand my brain. And then through all of that I was like, oh. So if I have conditioned myself to be an introvert this whole time, maybe I should start slightly like conditioning myself into being an extrovert, because all the things I want are extroverted things I want. So for example, like I really like music, yeah, I really wanted to be a performer, like a musician, and I was like, I don't understand, I really want to be like a famous musician, I want to be famous, I want to be a musician, I want to like sing, I want to be like a performer, but I don't understand, I'm not an extrovert. You know, like when you're a performer, you need to go on stage, you need to talk to people, you need to like engage the audience. But how am I an introvert into stuff like that? And that's also like one of the reasons why it clicked to me, because it's like, oh, I just have been conditioned to be an introvert, so that's why I have extroverted like interests. I want to be like a performer, I want to talk to people, I want to be heard, I want people to be engaging with me a lot. And that's also how I found out I'm actually an extrovert, just conditioned to be an introvert. And so what you can do is you can try to kind of like change your mindset, so like try to uncondition yourself. For example, I have been thinking like, oh, why the fuck am I so embarrassed of the way I walk? Like that's not normal. I will just look straight. I will ignore myself. Or I have been thinking like, oh, I'm feeling very anxious, I'll start taking medications. I started immediately feeling more confident, and if I get more confident, I become again more extroverted. I start talking to people. What else? I have been realizing that actually I have this deep need for people, and I didn't understand why I really wanted to talk to people, because like, but I'm an introvert, why the fuck would I want to talk to people? Why would I want like love? Why would I want like all these like a lot of friendships? Why do I want a lot of friends? Why do I want fame? Why do I want all these things that are with humans? When I'm like introverted, I'm like fucking loser. I sit at my computer all day and I talk to nobody. Well, I was an extrovert, turns out, and because of that, yeah, I've been trying to talk to more people. I've been trying to talk to more friends. I've been trying to keep up with friends. I've been trying to do like stuff to feed my extroversy, yeah. With my boyfriend, I'm like extremely like lovey-dovey, you know, like to the point other people get sick when they see that. Like, because of that, I have been improving quite a lot as well, which is actually another point of the start, yeah. Remember when I told you, like, are you mentally ill? This is also another thing with mental illness. Actually do try to talk to people even though it's really hard, because the less you talk to people, the worse it gets. Because the more you isolate, the worse your mental illness gets. I don't know why that works that way, but that's how our brains are wired, because we're social creatures. So as soon as we stop like all like outside interaction, we become more mentally ill, we become more crazy, we become more anxious, we become more depressed. And when you find that you're talking to a lot of people and you try to express yourself as much as possible, like express all of it, you're actually better. Well, logging off. I hope my little tangent was at least somewhat fun to listen to. If not, well, it's okay. I have 1 billion videos. I'll make new videos. I'm not dead yet. Yeah. And bye.